We back.
From Mayweather's gold-plated pumped-up jet not needing gas to Fury's hunger for luxury travels in expensive planes.
I need to buy a private jet. Another one for England.
You own a jet?
I know, but I want an England one.
No, I can't get involved
because I'm sick of all this not being able to fly and stuff when I want to.
These boxing richest legends move in ways that would make James Bond jealous. Private jets worth millions, super yachts hidden, secret airports nobody knew existed. But how exactly do they pull it off? Floyd Mayweather Jr., the king of the skies. Floyd Mayweather does not fly like a normal human being. That is because Floyd Mayweather does not believe he is a normal human being, and honestly, his travel budget agrees with him. The man who retired with a perfect 50-0 record has built what can only be described as a private airline with an audience of one. His crown jewel is a Gulfstream G650 he purchased for roughly $60 million around his 41st birthday, an ultra-long-range beast capable of flying 7,000 nautical miles non-stop. That means Floyd can go from Las Vegas to Tokyo without stopping for gas, which is more than most of us can say about a road trip to the grocery store. The interior is pure Mayweather madness. Gold accents everywhere, TMT engravings on the fixtures, plush leather seats, a fully equipped kitchen, and a luxury bathroom that probably costs more than your apartment. He even has personalized bed sheets branded with his 50-0 record. But here's where it gets truly ridiculous. Floyd refuses to let his heavyweight bodyguards fly on the same jet as him, reportedly citing weight concerns for fuel efficiency. So what does he do? He charters entirely separate private jets just for his security team. That is right, the man books multiple private planes for a single trip because his bodyguards are too heavy. And when he revealed his newer edition, Air Mayweather 2, he described it as fresh out the paint shop with 12 plush leather seats, gold engravings, and a gold-finished luxury bathroom. Floyd once flew to Tokyo with over $1 million in cargo, cash, and jewelry.
We coming to you live. Then my boy Johnny Dang, I just bought crazy chain. The price, up.
Alongside his jeweler, Johnny Dang. That chain purchase alone was reportedly worth $1 million. But if you think Floyd only dominates the skies, wait until you hear what he does on the water. The undefeated boxing legend indulges in supreme opulence by cruising azure Mediterranean waters aboard his multi-million-dollar super yacht, complete with sprawling decks for sun-soaked tanning, lavish multi-bedroom suites, state-of-the-art entertainment systems, and panoramic ocean views, effortlessly gliding from the French Riviera to exotic getaways like Dubai or Capri. Surrounded by entourage, champagne, and unmatched extravagance that epitomizes his lavish lifestyle on the high seas. Unlike Mayweather, this next boxing legend cruises differently and very privately. Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican king's private fleet. Canelo Alvarez does not just travel privately, he travels like a man who once had his brother kidnapped and personally negotiated the release. That changes your relationship with security forever. With a net worth estimated between $250 and $300 million, Canelo has built a travel operation that functions like a small military operation, crossed with a luxury resort catalog. He rotates between aircraft including a Bombardier Challenger 300 and an Embraer Legacy 500, valued at around $20 million, never sticking with one plane long enough for anyone to track his patterns. Every departure and arrival goes through private FBO terminals in San Diego, Las Vegas, and Guadalajara, where armored SUVs pull directly onto the tarmac. His San Diego training gym was once described as top secret and not findable on GPS, with arrivals handled through black Escalades. For his September 2025 Las Vegas arrival ahead of the Terrence Crawford fight, Canelo showed up a full week early via private jet, flaunting a $400,000 Jacob & Co. Opera Godfather rose gold watch, a custom gold seal ring, and a diamond-encrusted wedding band while playing cards with his team at cruising altitude. But perhaps the most jaw-dropping moment came when his team coordinated 5 private planes from Guadalajara to transport nearly 7 tons of food for charity, each aircraft emblazoned with his unmistakable logo. And then, in April 2019, the man boarded his private jet to Las Vegas wearing a full panda onesie, matching shirt and trousers, posting the photo himself. Nobody pulls off a panda onesie. At 40,000 feet, quite like Canelo, but his yacht game is equally wild. Manny Pacquiao, the people's champ in the sky and sea. Manny Pacquiao does not travel like a man trying to hide from the world. He travels like a national hero, carrying an entire village with him, because that is essentially what happens every time he boards a plane. With a net worth around $200 to $220 million, Pacquiao charters large-capacity business jets, including Gulfstream G200A models valued at $27.5 million and Gulfstream G550s worth over $40 million, to accommodate his enormous entourage of family, trainers, security, and supporters that can swell past 100 people for major events. After his victory over Keith Thurman in July 2019, a private jet waited on the Las Vegas runway for an immediate departure back to Manila with a refueling stop in Alaska, ensuring the senator arrived in time for government duties the following Monday. For an Australian press tour, he once chartered a private jet carrying his coach, family, and up to 160 supporters, because Pacquiao does not leave his people behind, even when his people could fill a commercial airliner. But Manny's true pride on the water is the MY, the Queen 888, a 45-meter super yacht custom-built at Jotar Shipbuilding in General Santos City, his hometown. Proudly described as the only yacht in the world made under the coconut trees, this floating palace features 14 bedrooms, a gym, jacuzzi, music room, and enough space for the entire Pacquiao family to island hop the Philippines in supreme comfort. The yacht was valued at approximately 500 million pesos, roughly $9 to $10 million, built entirely by Filipino workers as a point of national pride. He was spotted in Greece in 2023, anchored in scenic Mediterranean waters, dancing with wife Jinky on deck. If Pacquiao travels with a community, the next legend on our list had a very different reason for going private, and it involves a JetBlue flight that went horribly wrong. Mike Tyson, from JetBlue chaos to private jet peace. Mike Tyson learned the hard way why boxing legends should never fly commercial. In 2022, aboard a JetBlue flight from San Francisco to Florida, a fellow passenger would not stop provoking him. Iron Mike's response was exactly what you would expect from a man nicknamed the baddest man on the planet. He repeatedly punched the passenger right there in the cabin. No charges were filed, and Tyson reportedly refused a $450,000 settlement demand. But the incident made one thing crystal clear: Mike Tyson and commercial aviation do not mix. Since then, with a net worth estimated between $30 and $50 million, Tyson has shifted almost entirely to private aviation through jet card memberships costing roughly $500,000 annually. Bombardier Global Express BD700, an ultra-long-range business jet with cabin space for up to 19 passengers. When he turned 58, that 58th birthday celebration happened entirely aboard a private jet, but the real wake-up call came in May 2024 when Tyson suffered a bleeding ulcer on a commercial American Airlines first-class flight from Miami to Los Angeles, throwing up blood and collapsing in the bathroom. Paramedics had to meet the plane on the runway. That medical emergency postponed his Jake Paul fight from July to November and cemented why his team now insists on private jets for virtually every trip. Health emergencies on commercial flights mean instant public scrutiny and zero control. His 2025 purchase of a Delray Beach mansion reportedly includes nearby airstrip access for even more convenient private departures. If Tyson's journey to private travel came through hard lessons, the next legend never needed those lessons at all. He was born with discretion in his DNA. Lennox Lewis, the ghost of heavyweight travel. Lennox Lewis might be the most successfully invisible rich boxer in history. While other legends post yacht tours and gold-plated jet interiors, the former undisputed heavyweight champion has mastered the art of simply vanishing. With an estimated net worth of $140 to $150 million, Lewis splits his time between a quiet Hadley Wood estate in England and his iconic Lion's Lair mansion in Montego Bay, Jamaica, a stunning oceanfront retreat at the Trial Golf Club, where he once gave a tour while gliding room to room on a hoverboard. Lewis reportedly spends roughly $200,000 annually on travel, blending first-class commercial flights with chartered private jets when timing or security demands it. His most documented strategic travel move came in April 2002 before the massive Tyson-Lewis fight in Memphis, where Lewis flew in on a private jet that landed at a small, out-of-the-way landing strip on the outskirts of Memphis International Airport, not the main terminal. A waiting limousine whisked him away immediately, bypassing crowds, media, and any potential confrontation during one of the most heated fight buildups in boxing history. That long history demanded extra precaution for the Memphis arrival. For his 60th birthday in September 2025, Lewis celebrated in a private dining room at Usyk, Miami Beach with a small group of family and influential friends. No large entourage, no flashy arrivals, no social media spectacle until after the fact. The man owns Bentleys, Rolls-Royces, and classic Jaguars, but you will almost never see him posting from 30,000 feet. That is the Lennox Lewis way, wealthy enough to fly anywhere, disciplined enough to stay invisible. But the next legend took a completely different approach to discretion, one that involved promotional content at cruising altitude. Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy's business class hustle. Oscar De La Hoya does not just travel on private jets. He turns every single flight into a content opportunity for Golden Boy Promotions. With an estimated net worth of $198 to $200 million, the Golden Boy himself charters long-range business jets for virtually every major press conference, fight announcement, and promotional event. Unlike fighters who hide their movements, De La Hoya films breakdowns, eats sushi from sugarfish at cruising altitude, and posts Instagram clips with captions like "Big Apple, here we come," while en route to New York City pressers. In 2023, he recorded a detailed breakdown of the Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo fight aboard a luxurious private jet described as worth roughly $65 million, critiquing Canelo's footwork from a leather seat that probably cost more than most people's cars. The video went viral and drew massive fan backlash, proving that Oscar can generate controversy even at 40,000 feet. His travel costs for a single Los Angeles to New York round-trip charter run approximately $120,000 to $180,000, with annual charter spending likely between $500,000 and $2 million for 10 to 20 major trips per year. But Oscar smartly avoids full jet ownership. $23 million default on a downtown Los Angeles office building in early 2026. His team at Golden Boy handles all logistics, FBO bookings at Van Nuys or Teterboro, luxury SUV transfers, and hotel security coordination. Oscar uses private travel as promotional fuel rather than a hiding mechanism, which makes him the exact opposite of the next legend, a man who treats invisibility as a lifestyle. Sugar Ray Leonard, the invisible legend. Sugar Ray Leonard has achieved something that most boxing legends with $120 million net worth cannot. He has made himself virtually untraceable. While Mayweather posts gold-plated bathroom tours and Canelo flexes $400,000 watches at altitude, Leonard has mastered the art of traveling in complete silence. There are no confirmed private jet registrations tied to his name, no regular superyacht charters, no social media onboard selfies, and almost zero public documentation of his travel logistics in recent years. The man is essentially a ghost who happens to own a Rolls-Royce Phantom and once lived in a $45 to $52 million Pacific Palisades mansion. His primary travel mode appears to be first-class commercial for routine trips, with selective chartered private jets for time-sensitive speaking engagements or events. As a keynote speaker commanding fees in the $50,000 range, Leonard travels purposefully, in for the event, out the same night, back to quiet. California living. His vacation style leans toward ultra-luxury resorts like Rancho Valencia near San Diego, where celebrities including Michael Jordan and Bill Clinton have enjoyed private villa bookings with borrowed Porsches for afternoon drive. The resort's secluded location and celebrity privacy protocols guarantee zero unwanted attention. Leonard keeps his entourage tiny: wife Bernadette, close family, no massive security details, no separate charter jets for bodyguards, no elaborate ground transfer operations. His annual travel spend likely sits in the low six figures, efficient and understated compared to peers burning through millions. Leonard's secret is the simplest of all. He just does not tell anyone where he's going, does not post about it, and does not make a fuss. True, understated opulence. But if Sugar Ray represents quiet wealth on the move, the next legend redefined travel by skipping airports entirely. George Foreman, the road warrior. George Foreman, who passed away in March 2025, proved that a $300 million net worth does not require a single private jet. While every other legend on this list climbed into Gulfstreams and Bombardiers, Big George chose a custom Prevost Featherlight luxury motor coach, a 40 to 45-foot diesel-powered home on wheels valued between $1 and $2 million. The interior featured a private rear cabin with a queen-sized bed and ensuite bathroom, spacious living areas, a full kitchen, entertainment systems, and climate control that made cross-Texas road trips feel like five-star hotel stays. His primary route? Houston, to his large ranch near Marshall, Texas, a 3 to 4 hour drive he could make in complete privacy without stepping foot in any airport. No flight manifests, no tail numbers to track, no paparazzi at departure gates, no trackers on any database. The annual cost of operating this luxury road setup ran between $100,000 and $300,000, a fraction of what jet owners ownership demands. Foreman's ranch near Marshall became his ultimate private retreat, opening on the property in 2025 as a community gathering space. His one brush with documented travel entertainment came through the NBC show Better Late Than Never in 2017, where he traveled with William Shatner and Henry Winkler through Asia and Europe, though production handled all logistics, and Foreman characteristically avoided any private jet boasts during filming. The George Foreman grill royalties, exceeding $200 million, funded a lifestyle of deliberate simplicity, faith, family, and a motor coach that went wherever he wanted, whenever he wanted, with absolutely no one watching. Foreman traveled quietly because that was who he was. The next legend, however, travels quietly because geopolitical reality demands it. Vladimir Klitschko, stealth mode activated. Vladimir Klitschko's travel went from discreet luxury to genuine operational security after Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. With an estimated net worth of $90 million and a PhD in sports science, the former unified heavyweight champion approaches travel with the analytical precision of an academic and the caution of a reserve military officer. He charters mid to long-range business jets for international trips, rotating providers and aircraft to vary tail numbers, and avoid any trackable patterns. There are no owned jets, no Klitschko air branding, and virtually zero social media travel posts. The man is a digital ghost at 30,000 feet. His most dramatic documented travel moment came in June 2019 off Mallorca, Spain, when an engine room fire broke out on his chartered luxury yacht roughly 9 miles offshore. The Spanish Coast Guard vessel Salvamar Acrux rescued everyone safely with no injuries. The incident only became public because of the emergency. Otherwise, nobody would have known Klitschko was even in the Mediterranean. That is how effective his privacy operation runs. Post-2022, his movements between Germany, Kiev, and European cities for humanitarian advocacy involve heightened security coordination and secure routing, with his military reserve status adding additional protective layers. No advance announcements, no entourage spectacles, no live location posts. He uses private terminals and vetted charter crews for every international movement, with estimated costs running $8,000 to $15,000 per flight hour. His approach reflects intellectual privacy, travel that serves purpose rather than projection. But shifting from wartime discretion to family-oriented spectacle, the next legend treats his private jet like a flying holiday resort. Tyson Fury, the Flying Hotel. Tyson Fury charters private jets the way most people order takeout, frequently, extravagantly, and always with the family. In tow, the former WBC heavyweight champion, worth an estimated $150 to $160 million, has been repeatedly documented aboard an Airbus ACJ319 valued at roughly £58 million, costing £13,000 per hour to charter. This wide-body aircraft features a king-size bedroom, a private cinema, a standing shower, and enough cabin space for his wife Paris, their 7 children, and whatever friends decide to tag along. Paris Fury posted an Instagram video from one December 2023 family flight to Saudi Arabia, set to Nickelback's Rockstar, showing a child asleep in the onboard bedroom, waitstaff serving food, and the ensuite shower, making the rest of us question every life decision we have ever made. In May 2025, Fury whisked Paris away on a spontaneous private jet trip to Lake Como for a Como versus Inter Milan match, describing the club in town with the passion of a man who just discovered love at first sight. He has also chartered the 150-foot Rama super yacht in Cannes at £18,000 per night for Mediterranean family holidays. 7 cabins, jet skis, multiple decks, and complete offshore seclusion. Fury's annual charter spend likely runs between £500,000 and £2 million, but for a family of 9 traveling in king-size bed comfort, it is honestly a bargain. Now, the final legend on our list takes a very different approach, arriving to fights by boat and spying on opponents from jet cockpits. Alexander Usyk, the undisputed traveler. Alexander Usyk, the undisputed heavyweight champion, brings the same unpredictable genius to his travels that he brings to the ring. With a net worth estimated between $50 and $120 million, Usyk frequently uses a Cessna 560 XL Citation XLS Plus, valued at roughly $11 million, a light to mid-size business jet, perfect for European hops with seating for up to 8 or 9 passengers. For his September 2021 arrival ahead of the first first Anthony Joshua fight, Usyk and his team flew private from Ukraine, and he posted photos outside the aircraft with a casual "Hello London," a kind of understated flex that perfectly matches his personality. But Usyk's most legendary travel moment came in December 2024, ahead of the Fury rematch in Riyadh. While the final leg saw him arrive dramatically, bypassing airport crowds entirely for maximum theatrical impact, he was also spotted in a plane cockpit apparently spying on Fury from the tarmac. Is Usyk in a nutshell, arriving by sea, spying from cockpits, and somehow making everyone else look like they are trying too hard. His team keeps operations tight, small trusted circle of family and security handling bookings quietly. War conditions in Ukraine since 2022 have added genuine security layers to his international movements, secure routes, low-profile terminals, and coordination with authorities when necessary. He enjoys luxury yachts and jet skis during downtime, but posts come strictly after the fact with no live tracking data. Promoters like Matchroom often assist with charter logistics for fight-related travel, reducing personal costs while maintaining privacy. Usyk proves that you do not need a fleet of gold-plated Gulfstreams to travel like a champion. Sometimes a Cessna, a boat, and the audacity to spy from a cockpit window are all you need. We've come to the end, folks, and thanks for staying tuned. Be sure to click on the card showing on the screen for more.